Currently back here at Doolittle Station.
Hey,
With fellow YouTuber NZR doing.
from my third visit to see Corey.
And we're here just working on the trains, messing around with the circus layout right now.
Yeah, got the circus train going. It derailed. We found a spot that we think might have been causing it because of like some soldering that someone did. So we filed it down. So far, it hasn't derailed since, but I don't know for sure. Still pretty cool though.
Yep. Also messing with some of the other layouts here as well. We'll probably show you those in due time.
So here we are at Dubois, Doolittle Station. The first time that I ever saw this rail car back in 2021, the trains were not even running except for the Lego train over yonder. But everything else was in a state of disrepair. I think the pandemic, social distancing, there really just wasn't a lot of opportunity to keep it up. And then we came a second time last year in 2020, me, Corey, my brother, and still it was even worse actually. So Corey, long story short, got in touch with one of the owners and was given special access to working on these layouts. That's why you see the panels open. We have some train cars just kind of sitting here because we're swapping them out. And this has been going on for about 6 months, I guess. So being that this is my third time in Pennsylvania now, I'm so excited to see all the wonderful progress that Corey's made. We've been running Thomas and Duck. I brought some of my trains up here to try them out, and I'm just tickled to death that we're bringing life into this old project and that we've had the opportunity to do so, because something like this is really rare. And look, there's Thomas. There's Thomas right now. Hey, buddy. With his special coach, his Hogwarts coach, but Thomas and the special coach, it seemed like it was fitting. So let's see what else we can get into. Hey, Thomas. Looking good. So smooth. Oh, little hair. There we go. Yeah. Oh, hey, friend. Didn't see you there. I'm inside the tunnel right now. So I have a really nice roundabout bird's eye view of everything. I can see all the way across the end of the layout there. This is like the control panel, I guess you could say. I don't know nothing about electricity or carpentry, so I'm not touching nothing. I'm just looking around. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff here that really shows you just what goes into my layout.
Train's coming, so. So one thing I've been working on is trying to get the G-scale loop working a little better. And if you look here, as the train comes by, you'll notice it's running better now. That's because I actually took time to swap out the old power supply, being this 1 amp controller that you'd find in a typical starter set, with one that has a bit more kick to it. This particular unit I do not think works well for a layout of this size, especially for G-scale. I know for a fact this car is like 70-some feet long. The layout, or the G-scale loop itself, is probably about 68 feet maybe. So yeah, that's a lot of track and a lot of locomotive to just be powering with something like this. Currently just doing some track cleaning on the upper level here. You can see I got one of my switcher units pulling that boxcar there, which has an abrasive pad under it. And I've also got my track clean caboose here. Just has a pad to basically remove any residue. And then there's the other train going on level 2. Also got the rail bus flying along right there. Been having problems. The circus train keeps coming off.
And we're not exactly sure where, because it doesn't do it that often.
Thinking it's in that back corner over there. Possibly.
So this is the O-Gauge Lionel diesel. I think that the Bachmann large-scale diesel was probably a lot better. I mean, the detailing, you know, is like kind of neat. One thing I don't like is they have this symbol. What's the symbol, Corey?
Something to do with line, Chief.
Yeah, some kind of like RC control technology. It kind of breaks the immersion when you have a Wi-Fi signal decal on the top of the motor, or the cab, I mean, and then the like chassis is basically like Thomas. Instead of the side rods being integrated on the side of diesel like in the show, it's directly on the wheel. So it pretty much just feels like that they took Thomas and then put diesel on top of it. But it is pretty cool. I've never seen one. I don't know that this was super popular, so I would say that this is like not very common to see one of these. I'm hoping that we can get this bottom layout working one day, so that we can actually see him running. Maybe we can even have him pull Annie a Clarabelle or something, you know. Till then, he's just sitting stationary on the layout. But it's cool though. I really like it a lot. So we're
just fixing the derailment
yeah, I don't even know how
uncoupling.
it happened, like right here. I mean, there's like a small break in the track. Maybe that's where it happens, but to me it still looks really level. I don't know. It's a very interesting layout. Corey says that they use fine track instead of code 100 track. So it could be the fine track that makes these trains derail. I'm not really sure, but we're just trying to get it the best we can because we want people to enjoy it, because just 2 years ago none of this was even running and it was quite in a state of disrepair. So I'm really happy to see in person for the first time all of the wonderful progress that's been made here, and I think it could only get better, you know. I really do.
There's the Hogwarts layout still running. No problems with that since we put the new train on. Actually runs a lot better than the old Bachmann model that we originally had. Of course, this is the updated Hornby one with the tender pickups. So we are basically heading out now.
We had to make a few last minute changes. The freight yard train, you know, we had to switch the engines out completely because the other one was like a switcher that was like DCC equipped. It's not one that just takes off and go. It like powers up, then it makes a bunch of sounds, and then it crawls, and then it goes. Well, it kept getting caught on bad pieces of rail and not functioning. So we just put a regular locomotive that just goes as soon as you pull it. And then we have the Baltimore and Ohio passenger train. There was one coach, and it was the same coach that kept getting derailed. Turned it around, changed it in the consist, still wouldn't work. So we're just taking the problem child off. So now it only has 4 coaches instead of 5. I don't know. Maybe Corey can fix it one day. Not sure, but
I'll
for
be
now,
back here sometime.
we're trying to leave it to where if somebody comes in and pushes the button, the trains will work. That's what we hope, anyway, because that's what it's supposed to be, you know. But everything's working good now, you know. At least while we're here.
Yep.
Can't stay here all day though. We got other stuff to do. We'll come back and check it out again though to make sure.
Yep. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Zach's walking to the end of the car again.